Okay then, this is part 2 of our comparison between pandas and Spark data frames. In the previous video, what we looked at was we loaded some CSV files. We saw how to load them in both pandas and Spark, and we also took a high level view on what are kind of the API similarities between um, Pandas APIs and Spark APIs on some specific tasks. In this case, we will start, or rather, this is probably where we'll start with some more. We'll highlight some of the differences between Pandas API and the Spark API, and we'll also see why they are different. In so a very great example where the API is different is in the data frame shape, or rather understanding the data frame shape. In Pandas, you can easily get the data frame shape using the dot shape method, which will give you how many features the data frame has and how many samples are there in the data frame. You can also understand what are the columns by the df dot columns. So if you see, if I do dot columns here also it gives me the columns, which is basically an array. So I can do something like println is what it will print me line by line, similar to the Python print command. It will give me on the columns, but oh sorry, the number of features is also fine. So since I have the columns, I can just do, and it's basically an array, I can do dot size and it will give me, so this is the number of features. But to understand the number of samples, it's Spark by itself assumes that you're dealing with big data, so it does not make any assumptions that it will be able to understand all the or go through all the data. So what you will need to do is you will need to make a run over the data or a scan over the data. So I'm doing a dot count, which will basically go through the entire data. This basically calls an action, so it is 1460. Next, quite common transformation that we need to do for data frames is probably like changing the column names. This is one of the absolute, this is where I think Pandas API really shines, and these are one of the best examples of Pandas where I really love the API of Pandas. So to change the columns, you can just do df.columns equals to the list of column names that you want, and it will just give you the column names. But in my case, if I have a like so pd.dataframe data equals to t, if I do that to data frame, let's get this, yes. So I need to change, so what I need to do, if my new names is like this, I will need to pass this new names, basically unpack it, and this changes my new names. Let's see if I can, if you want to change the new names in for some of the values, you have your dot rename method in pandas, in which case, getting a little bit more clearer, rather what I can do is convert this into columns map. And what I will pass here is columns map. If I do this, it will change the right. It will change my ID to capital ID and so on. In this case though, what I will need to do is that I will need to create a mapping. So probably I will need to do map equals to map. So say these people, right, and then syntax for Scala, correct. And what I will do is I will see that. So basically the idea is similar to what we have before, like this. House prices, this as well. Yep, yes. So basically just put it here. So I can pass this here, or unpack it here, and then pass it here. Right. Sure. Let's see, columns, map. We can see ID got changed to ID. Seed price dollars, which is to seed price dollars. Great. We'll go to more advanced, we'll go to more transformations as we go forward in the next video.